I actually did get a position at Yeshiva, and I was looking for someone, and here is a sad story that I'm also getting ready to start writing about, which is the difficulty in general of women helping each other, cooperating and collaborating with each other. And one of the reasons that I agreed to do this interview is because Division 35 at APA is the only place in my life where I've ever been mentored by women. And it's the most supportive element in my life on that issue. And at Yeshiva, when I came into Yeshiva, I had gotten in because I'd written an article about daycare. And it had been very controversial, and I was arguing that the failure of daycare in this country, and particularly psychology's focus on the negative consequences of other than mother care, was, totally an erroneous and and misogynist perspective, which unfortunately continues today. Yeah. And I reviewed 25 years of research in Western and Eastern Europe showing that there were no negative consequences of daycare, and talked about how difficult that made women's lives not to have affordable and accessible daycare. And the issue of men not becoming active fathers and really sharing the responsibility with women, so that women weren't having it all, they were having to do it all. And so when I got to Yeshiva, that article got me the job. And I wanted someone to collaborate with, and of course I spoke first to women on the faculty, and no one wanted to have anything to do either with me or with the topic of fathers. I wanted to start studying fathers and try to understand gender socialization from a man's perspective, and think about how we could change the world, really, to help fathers be more involved in the way that my husband was actually being involved but struggling with it. And no one wanted to touch that.
Why do you think?
I think that there was too much competition between me and the other women that were there. One of the women was kind of the self-proclaimed feminist on the faculty and didn't want to share that. And the other woman was this is my perspective, and probably, for sure biased and possibly even wrong, but my impression was that she was so psychoanalytically imbued with Bowlby's maternal attachment hypothesis that the idea of generating a research project that might challenge that hypothesis she didn't feel comfortable with. But I really don't know. And so I ran into Karl Auerbach, literally. A graduate student brought us together, and he was very interested, actually, in working on fathering. And so we began our collaboration, which has really made my life worth living at Yeshiva. And Karl and I have been working together, I guess, for 10, 12 years, I'm not sure exactly, and we've created a huge database of qualitative research on fathers, and that work also integrated me more into the division on men and masculinity in APA, and I learned and developed more collaborative relationships with Ron Levant and Gary Brooks in particular, but learned a lot from Jim O'Neill and Joe Plack and Glenn Good. I would say those are the 5 male scholars in this area from whom I've learned the most. And that I really have, I think it's interesting that as a radical feminist therapist, more than half of my practice is with men. And first of all, it's unusual to have that many men in one's practice because the number of men vis-a-vis women, the proportion in therapy is very small, but particularly for a feminist. And I think it's the work that I did in Division 51, and the work that I did with Ron and Gary and Jim and Glenn, that really taught me how much of an individual man's behavior is also political,
Mm-hmm.
and gave me a perspective that has helped me be more empathic and I think help men change.
Mm.
That was a very long answer to one
That's
question.
okay, that's
but
good.